What's good, y'all? You're currently tapped into the Chill Factor here on VPM Music, and I have two special guests to the Richmond hip hop community in the house with me today. Very consistent. Ty Sorrell just dropped the project Return to Forever with Profound 79, some real thought-provoking music, along with King Kaiju, who dropped that feature film that was a Newland Music Prize nominee. Well, now they have released some quintessential Friday night dance floor music, along with some sprinkles of consciousness in it. The album is called Joints in Fourth Gear, with producer MP Ty Sorrell King Kaiju are in the building with me. The part of the Carver Street collection, the Hot for Pizza Heavyweights and the Lee Street Lunatics are in the building right now. What's good with y'all?
Yo, what's up? That was a good intro.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
That was an incredible intro.
I appreciate it, yo. What was the inspiration and backstory of this project happening? Because I talk to Ty all the time, and he's working on 800 different projects at like one time, and a bunch of like bonus EPs too as well. How did this concept come along? Because from the concert that I saw last Saturday night, I believe, at Cobra Cabana, it seems like a very winning formula.
Yeah, we made Smoking in the Whip, SITW, first, and him and Miles linked up after, I guess, Miles was watching the game at another friend's house that lives in the same building as Reese.
When did y'all find out about Miles?
I found out about him through going to the garage and those shows, basically kind of through Reese, but he already knew.
What up, Juan?
Aware of my music and stuff. Like, he's really like a fan of Richmond music, so he already knew.
He really is. That's how I ended up meeting MP2 as well, and he is a very cool but kind of quiet cat. But yo, that's the quintessential producer for you. Yeah. Like right there, like quiet, calm, and collective, but had that heat for you, yo. Tell us about the project and what was the purpose behind it, because like Return to Forever, like I was saying, I feel like that's like it's really some get by music. It has this like bounce spots, but it's definitely some get by, like I'm about to put this on during my workday music. This is more on the opposite end. What was the just the thought process behind Joints in Fourth Gear?
Yeah, kind of like I was saying, like once we had the first song and we started even discussing the possibility of an album, I think we just understood like what we both liked and what we both wanted to make, and we just took everything we liked from like 2008 to like 2013, from like Dom Kennedy, Currency, Wiz, Big Crit, Smoke Dizza, like, you know what I mean, stuff like that, Young Roddy even, and stuff like that. So we just took a gumbo of all that and just wanted to chase the feeling that all that stuff used to give us,
and splice some references to Richmond places and events too, which I think is dope too.
Yeah, we basically just took everything we learned from that era and just like took it upon ourselves to evolve ourselves in that, and like that includes just like learning how to present your everyday life in a way that is still interesting to people, and people can still be like into you and relate, but also feel like they're a part of something bigger. And we learned all that through the blog era, and I just feel like we both just understood that how to do that.
For sure.
I just me personally, me and Ty hang out a lot. We're into the same things. That's why this album turned out the way it did. But personally, I'm a type of person that wants to have an album give me a certain feeling, whether it's like from the past or just something I've been looking for and haven't heard yet. 2009 was a very special year for music in general.
How fly?
Yes. Yeah. Today's the anniversary of that.
Really?
Today is the anniversary of How Fly dropping, and that that mixtape, I would consider it an album,
For sure.
but that mixtape influenced me so much as far as like style of rapping, my choice in beats,
All that.
and just the lifestyle thing. Like I always related to that,
Yeah.
and yeah, I wanted that same feeling from when I heard How Fly for the first time, and I feel like if we didn't do it, we got pretty close.
It became something else, I think.
Yeah. And you're from the 757
Yes, sir.
King Kaiju. Yo, how I don't think I've ever asked you this question. What made you decide to move to Richmond, and how has the Richmond scene influenced you? Because 757 had just the Virginia hip hop scene in the headlock for just like decades until
Yeah.
other spots in VA just start popping up, other hip hop scenes. What made you come to Richmond?
Well, I was raised in Newport News, and there's not really a lot there unless you're military or you're doing some sort of like construction and everything. And I've worked those manual labor jobs, but that's not really what I wanted anymore. And all the music that was really drawing my attention outside of my like circle in Newport News was coming from Richmond. And that's not even just musical arts. I'm talking skateboarding, biking, visual art, all of that. And at the time when I decided to move up here, Divine Council was like in my daily rotation, and I saw, all the places that I had been that were in the videos and stuff like that, and I was like, man, like I'm up here all the time, and like I make it a whole thing to go up to Richmond, and at a certain point it gets to where you just need to be up there permanently. So that's kind of what happened.
Ty, you're from 703. What made you stay in Richmond?
I would say very similar thing. I took like a year of I graduated high school, and then I was out here like fresh out, and then I took about a year to just peep everything, see what was up. I learned who you were. At one point in time, if I saw you at a show, I kind of knew I was in the right place. If I didn't know what was going on, if I didn't know anybody on the bill. You know
Oh
what I
man,
mean?
thanks.
Yeah, bro, you're a legend for sure. But I what made me stay, I think, was seeing like friends of mine like Alfred do their thing in a way that I wanted to do it. And then we were also like around Mutant Academy and like I'm trying to think who else, Satellite Syndicate, and like Obliv was getting his flowers, and DJ Harrison was getting his flowers starting to, and
Call that the 404 Foundation right there.
Yeah, and even Ant too, and like,
Yeah.
Elijah Gordy, like they had their, and Sound Genesis, like all of those guys. It was just what made me stay, I would say, was just seeing like so much incredible stuff that I personally loved. Like it was already music I already loved, and seeing them do it, and it just made me feel like there was a place for me to do what I wanted to do.
Pizza during this segment too. I feel like Hot for Pizza has became, what's that meeting place in The Sopranos called? I mean, I think it's Santrell's.
Satriel's.
Yeah, Satriel's. Yeah. I think Hot for Pizza has become y'all's Satriel's.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, I really only go there because of him and CJ, and it became that for me. Like now I'm there, but yeah, it is like a special little like community there. Like everybody who goes regularly knows each other.
It's cheers.
Yeah, like it's nice. It's a little haven too for people. Like you can tell, like people go there to like have a few, fucking take the load off, just So it's definitely a cool spot. And then the 804 Club, I mean.
Yeah, Kaiju, I was gonna ask you about that because you were ground floor when it came to just the creation of that. What was just the whole just thought process behind that?
So I've been wanting to make beats for a while. I've been rapping for over a decade, and it's really hard sometimes when you rap and you don't know how to produce because you're constantly relying on other people. Not that that's like, you know, the worst thing in the world, but sometimes you have a sound in your head and you can't really articulate it. You can't tell somebody, like, you can't describe the sound that you want. And so I started producing. I had my friend, shout out Duffy and VB. He gave me his FL Studios login, and I made a couple beats. And actually,
Thought you were Lex Luger, huh?
No, it was the opposite. Because I remember I was looking at Ty. I was like, "Yo, I got this idea for a beat. I need you to make it for me." And he was like, "Go make it." And I was like, "You know what? I will." So I left, and I went and got on that unlocked FL Studios I had, and I figured it out. But I feel like it took me a lot longer than other people who use FL to figure it out. And I'm a drummer too, so like I had been talking about getting an SP404, and the homie Johnny Siggs had just gotten one. Shout out to him.
I didn't even know he got one. Shout out to y'all's videos. 2 flip phones streaming now on YouTube.
That was so fun. That whole day was a lot, but in a good way.
It's shot at the Broad Street McDonald's, y'all, by the way.
That was, like I said, that day was a lot. But
maybe not advisable to eat there, but that's another story.
We ate there.
Okay, yeah, nothing's wrong with that.
We ate there. Yeah, so he had gotten a 404, and then I played a show with Ty, actually. And so it might be just me, but like once a year, the big music laptop brand that everybody uses, it has this issue where like all of your audio playback is at like 75% speed. And like I've not figured out how to fix that. And that one day a year happened at that show. So I was struggling through my whole set because like the songs weren't fast enough, like they weren't the right speed.
Yeah.
So I was talking to Johnny Siggs, and I was like, "Yo, man, like this happened. Like I got through it. It was a great time, but like I don't want that to happen again." And he's like, "Yo, you sounds like you need to get that beat machine." So right then, I just hit the buy button. I got it. I had no idea how to use this machine, right?
Which version of? So for listeners who don't know, like the SP404 is one of the primary instruments of beat makers here in Richmond City. Wildly popular with Richmond Cityers. There's a couple versions of it, but the updated version is the MK2.
That's what I got.
Yeah, you got the MK2, yeah, because the original, the SP404, to give you the history lesson, it originally wasn't supposed to be a sequencer machine. It was supposed to be used as a performance machine at like performances, but just to show you how hip hop is, we just like how we did with the turntables in like the 1970s and 80s, turned it into an instrument, and cats have been cooking goodness ever since. But go ahead.
So I got that one because you can see the waveforms for chopping, and it's also the newest one. So like, why not get the newest one if you know you're gonna buy one and you're new to it? You might as well get the newest one so you have all the features and everything. And a bunch of the homies have been getting them at the same time. And so I ordered mine, but it takes like a week to get to you. So I go over to the homie Hermbean 5150's crib, and he had a couple of them. So I was like, "Yo, let me sit here and lab real quick with the 404." And he already had the pads programmed, and I just kind of I figured it out like that. All I had to do after that was figure out how to program the pads and then learn like all the chops and everything. And we all, like everybody that had recently gotten a 404, we were just like, "Yo, we all need to link up and just figure this machine out." And that's how 80404 Club started. We just all bought them, and we all wanted to figure it out. And we have learned so far, no matter how good you get at that machine, you're never gonna fully figure it out.
Really? Okay.
Like it's not gonna happen. There may be like a couple people in the world, but that machine, it does so much. We're also using it for a reason it wasn't intended to be used for. So like, you're really never gonna figure it out.
I think the MK2 is more geared towards the producer though. They know like, yeah, the MK2 is, yeah.
For sure. It's like
Yeah.
a dawn there.
Yeah, for sure. Joyce and Fourth Gear available at on CD at Plan 9 too as well. Kaiju, Ty, tell the people, or I'm asking y'all, is the CD coming back?
Yeah,
Because you had feature film on CD too as well.
I'd say right now, yeah. Like,
Physical media. That's one thing about y'all. Y'all do rely on physical media. How is that helpful for y'all's independent grind?
it's great. I mean, more money straight to us, so that's great. But also, it's out. Like, people have it physically. They can touch it. I think people like that. And then, you know, like, stuff comes in, you know how it is. Stuff comes in waves. Like, tapes, remember? Tapes, especially in that era that we were just talking about back in, like, 2016. Like, tapes definitely made a comeback. Vinyl made a comeback, for sure, in a big way.
Really did.
And vinyl, I feel like, is still pretty popular still. But, like, yeah, tapes I see are kind of going back away. And now CDs are like...
It's wild. You think tapes are starting to go back away?
Yeah, for sure.
Yo, I think vinyl's
Sure.
about to hit that inflation mark real quick, because if you've been on Discogs recently, looks wild. Like some of the prices.
Yeah, but I think because so many...
Long live the CD.
I think because so many artists are now putting stuff out on vinyl, like new stuff, you got younger people that are always gonna, you know, like now it's back. To me, I think.
Yeah. We're about to get into this joint. Hope you know right here. But yo, what's in store for just the rest of 2025 for just Ty Sorrell, King Kaiju, and just this project too as well. Do y'all have any just performances coming up for it?
Yeah, we got the show on August 10th. B-Rise will also be there, so shout out to that. And then we also have a show August 23rd, and also in September at William and Mary.
Yeah.
At the Meridian, so that'll be cool. The one on the 23rd is at Gallery 5 in Richmond.
Who is that with?
It should be with me, Duct Tape Jesus, Destructo Disc, and MP DJing. And then we'll have like more CDs and stuff with us. And then for me personally, for Ty Sorrell stuff, I just got an EP coming with Profound that'll basically expand the world of our album, Return to Forever. 6 new songs. Instead of doing a deluxe album, we're just gonna expand the world, call it an expansion pack, and do that.